welcome back to my channel. I am currently dressed for the gym, hoping to motivate myself to get there today. We're down to just one car because the other one's in the shop, so I have to wait for my husband to get back from running his errands. So I figured today would be a full day of eating, what I eat in a day while I'm trying to lose 150 pounds and have a healthier lifestyle. So hope this is interesting to you. It'll be interesting to me to film this just because my husband's the only one in my family who knows I've been doing YouTube. So we'll see how it comes out. But yeah, come along. So for breakfast today, I was planning on having the avocado egg toast, but my avocados are still super hard. So I'm going to have the bagel with cream cheese and smoked salmon instead. This is going to be interesting to film because I don't have a tripod yet, and it's just my hand holding the camera. So apologies in advance, but we'll get through this together. I believe in us. Okay, so here's what we're working with. I have the bagel skinnies in the everything bagel flavor from Aldi, and they're only 110 calories each, which is great. And then I have Aldi cream cheese. We got the original. We like to buy in bulk, so we still have a bunch of this, but moving forward, we're going to get the Neufchâtel version, which is, I think, a third of the calories. And then I have some smoked salmon, and I got angry at the package, so it's just in a Ziploc bag. Okay, so I've got my bagel all toasted, and now it's time to put on the cream cheese. But instead of measuring out 1 tablespoon, I will do it by weight. We have this scale that I got from my husband a few years ago, and honestly, it's amazing. It helps me so much with portioning, and then I don't have to dirty a ton of spoons, which drives me nuts making all those extra dishes. So this is a great way to go, and it was really cheap. I got it off Amazon. As you can see, 2 tablespoons of cream cheese is 28 grams. So what I do is I just put my plate on the scale and turn it on. And then it's kind of dark, but it has a weight of 0. So then I can take the cream cheese and start putting it on until it gets to those 28 grams. So I'm going to do that because I can't do it with one hand, and then we'll talk about the salmon. I just want to point out, I get to the 28 grams and then I worry about spreading it out. First I just kind of glop it on there in little chunks until it gets to that weight, and then I worry about actually spreading it on the bagel because otherwise it would be a huge pain. Yeah, all right, salmon's next. Okay, now I'm gonna put 1 ounce of salmon on this bagel, so it'll be half on this side, half on this side, and I can do that by hitting tear to take it back to 0 and changing the unit. Let's see, there we go, that's ounces. So I'm just going to put little pieces on and until it gets to 1 ounce, and then my breakfast will be ready. Okay, so here is my bagel, and so for some reason the scale's doing something weird, but you can see I went over by 0.02 ounces. I'm not worried about that. I'm not trying to be super specific. So that is done, and now we cannot forget my coffee. So once again, I'm going to hit tear, and then this scale has milliliters on it. I don't understand how that works because milliliters are volume and a scale measures weight, but I'm going with it. You can see 15 milliliters is 35 calories. I put 60 in my coffee, and that is what I'm working with so far. So close. All right. So now I'm going to fill this up with coffee and enjoy my breakfast. One thing that I haven't shown is how much water I drink, and I only drink water and coffee. So when I first wake up in the morning, I drink a glass of water. I drink water throughout the day when I'm working, and after workouts, when I happen to do those, I just don't tend to film that because it's such a natural part of my life that I completely forget that that's probably relevant to the purpose of this channel. So don't worry, I drink coffee and water in the mornings. It's not just all coffee. So it's lunchtime. I didn't prepare in advance what I should have in order to be able to just quickly and easily have my lunch today in the middle of a very busy work day. Tuesdays are always super busy for me. So there were no black bean burgers pre-made. There was no avocado cabbage slaw made up. My avocados aren't even ripe. Like I mentioned, I planned on having it for breakfast this morning. They're still hard as a rock. So instead, I am switching gears, and I'm going to have some leftover chicken pad thai and some strawberries. So you can see here, the chicken pad thai is probably about 3/4 of a serving of the recipe that was left over, and I'm having about 200 grams of strawberries, which you can see is about 10 strawberries here. Okay, it's time to get started on dinner. I'm making a lemon Dijon pork chop with roasted vegetables, and for the grain, I'm just gonna be super easy, make a box of rice-a-roni. Of course, if you're trying to avoid processed foods, you would avoid that, but I don't care about that, so that's what I'm doing. Let me show you what I've got going on so far. Okay, so I've chopped up, this is about, I cut up 4 small to medium sweet potatoes, and 1 pound of Brussels sprouts has been chopped and mostly quartered. Some of them are bigger or smaller pieces, so I left them in halves. I zested a lemon. The recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of lemon zest. I have no idea, but that seems like a good amount of lemon. I like lemon. And then for the pork chops, we have this boneless pork loin that is, you can see, 6 pounds. I only need 1.5 pounds of pork chops, so I'm going to cut those off and then probably cut a pork roast out of this and some stir fry pork as well. So this one pork loin will serve for multiple meals, probably about 4 or 5. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. All right, I've got my sauce making station going on over here. We're gonna start out by putting the lemon zest in the bowl. It's fine that the scale just turned off because I don't need it for the lemon zest. And then turn it back on. Next up, I need 4 teaspoons of mustard. I'm gonna use this Dijon mustard here. You can see on the back, 1 teaspoon is 5 grams, so that means I need 20 grams of this mustard. Let me give it a shake because I forgot to do that first. And there we go, perfect. Reset that. I need 1 clove of garlic. I love this pre-minced stuff for when I'm feeling a bit lazy and I don't want to chop. We do have whole garlic as well, but, and of course, who measures garlic? That looks like enough. And then we need some salt. I'm just gonna shake that in there. Can't wait till I get a tripod. I won't have to one-hand this. Yeah, that's probably good. And finally, I'm going to be using olive oil. The recipe calls for canola, 2 tablespoons, but I'm going to use olive oil just because it's a smaller bottle and easier to handle while I'm filming. You can see 1 tablespoon is 15 milliliters, so I'm going to do 30. So let me do the tare and then change the unit to milliliters. Let's see if I can get 30 milliliters. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Of course it would go over by 1. So now I'm just gonna mix this together. It seems like a lot of oil to me, but this is my first time trying the recipe, so we'll see. Alright, I've got my pork loin all trimmed up. It's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but we will eat it. You can see there's a lot of fat that I took off of this thing. So that'll make it a bit healthier. And I've got our 4 pork chops all sliced up and ready to go. So now I'm just going to pour the sauce I made all over the vegetables and on the meat, and then I have some trays over there, ignore the dirty dishes in the sink, on the stove that I am going to roast this on. Alright, I've got the veggies coated in the sauce, although it is a bit dry. I feel like it needed more sauce. And the pork chops also have some sauce on them, and then I hit everything with pepper, and it's going into a 425-degree oven for supposedly 20 minutes. I'll check and see how that turns out. Like I said, to go with dinner, we're going to have a box of rice-a-roni, chicken flavor, 3.5 servings per container, but I'm splitting it up over 4. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it's all done. Looks pretty tasty. Alright, we are going on a after dinner stroll. So I just got home. My daughter was walking with me and we actually met some of our neighbors. We've been in this house for about a year, but we haven't met everyone on our street, and so she's gonna stay out and play, even though like it's getting dark. But yeah, we went about a 1/4 mile, which isn't bad for after dinner stroll, and I'm feeling pretty excited about her making new friends. Alright, just got back from my walk. I'm gonna have my after dinner decaf coffee, and that's it for this video. If this was helpful for you, please definitely consider liking and subscribing. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!